They roam around all the major and minor towns of the country. In fact, you'll find them even in tiny hamlets, slums and dump sites, scavenging for food.
That's one of the challenges in dealing with this young group who's not going to go away. They're going to grow, they're going to become big, and they're going to have to become something. They're not going to stay street children.
In his findings, Dr. Yuko also concludes that although it is important to confine the children in rehabilitation and rescue centers, it worked only on the short term. The much-hyped government rehabilitation centers could not work.
The government has done is a crash program. They just put up centers because they had promised the public that they will wipe the street of street children or street people now. So they created these centers immediately. They got into power, but they are not planned how they are going to maintain these children in those centers.
That is the story of the life of many street children in the country. Dr. Yuko's research showed they were not the wretched of the earth, as we all thought. Ann Moade, Nation TV, reporting.
If I look at the cohort that I had of 100 children, street children, there are a few that are still alive because some became criminals. So some were shot, they are dead. Some, they are still stuck on glue. So it's the individual difference in them, made them not to progress. Others have something in them that pushes them to be different. As a psychologist, again, you get involved with, these are children, so I've looked at them growing up, so they become part of my family.
Sitaki tuwasi mtu baadaye ndatana disturbance, ndataka kitu ni very smooth, tunataka wageni wetu wakusikiwa. That is number 2. And number 3, hii documentary lazima ikuwe as safe as possible. Lazima mashifa wetu wahamasishwe wakubali kuwa part of the filming, so that pia to comply na katiba ya nchi.
Hapa si ni pale penye tunakaanga. Na wote nawajua, huyu ni waifu Irati. Mimi ndio huyu na mtoto wangu. Nawajua. Huyu alikufa hata. Kuna wengine walikufa hapa. Huyu msichana wako. Huyu alikufa na huyu. Huyu msichana tulimzikanga juzi. Alikuwa sijui alipigwa. Kupigwa tu town. Unajua ukilala town kai town unapigwa tu. Mtu akitaka mwanaume anaweza toka kwa usema anakutaka na ukimkataa na kupiga tena mtu anainua mawe tu anakuwekelea. Maisha town si ni ngumu tu, unajua kwanza mtoto msichana ni ngumu. Town ni ngumu, heri kijana. Juu msichana mchana unaweza ukashinda ukiwa salama, lakini usiku maisha ni mbaya. Watu wengine pia ni kama matajiri, lakini wanadhulumu watoto wenye wanatembea town usiku. Mtu anaweza kuita, unafikiri anataka kusaidia. Unasema juu uko na njaa na unataka usaidiwe. Ukishaingia kwa gari yake, anatoa gari. Mtu anaenda kutumia vibaya, anaweza kuacha hata huko kwa msituni. Uanze ukuja tena polepole ufike mpaka town. Lakini sasa juu haya itakushika kuambia wenzako. Unajua kishaambia wenzako wanakuchekelea nini, unasikia vibaya.
Maproblemu mengi wewe na tuhati. Kubamba kwenda
nacheka na zenu mmoja mguu na mkono.
I'm Jaman Khalon Johannes. I'm 24 years old. I'm a Turkana by origin, but at a tender age I lost my parent, so I ended up being in a street.
How do you manage to live on the street? You were 6 years old. 6 years old.
Yeah, I was 6 years old. Just okay through friends. Sometimes some tend to protect you from others, and they can provide me food sometimes. Sometimes they can arrange for any, like, maybe we go steal something from the supermarket or snatch people's bags and something like that. So if you snatch something good, like you get good money, you give to them, they'll protect you for maybe a month or something like that.
Who protects you?
The older street boys now. Yeah.
You have to go steal for them.
Yeah, you steal for them. You give them something like money. If you happen that maybe you borrow some, you get money from somebody in the street, and then you take a bit of that money to them for security purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. I was taken by the Kipkeno Children's Home. They brought me up, and then they took me to school. That is nursery school, primary school, secondary school, to the university level. Yeah.
And what you're studying now at university?
I'm studying nursing, but I've been discontinued.
You've been discontinued?
Yeah.
Why?
For the last 3 years, I had a problem. I was like, my sponsors had no money, so I used to come to school for a year and then go back. So I've stayed home for almost 2 years. So when I came back to school, I wasn't really prepared enough. And then the university could not establish whether I was in school for the 2 years that I was away. So my school fees really accumulated on my side. So like I had to follow up this year while studying to tell them that I wasn't in school. So that follow-up really costed my time in school. That's contributed to my failure now.
But it was basically a money problem.
Yeah, it was a money problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah, it still is.
Yeah.
Up to the moment.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know where to know. I don't have any place to live. I'm still hanging around the hostels, waiting any time to be told to leave the place. Yeah.
So there's a danger you could be out on the street again.
Probably that's my last option.
So this is just part of the street story. You are going to get more and more as we are together. Kujeni tuongee ishe. Wewe kuja. Nanda kuna kidonda kwanza.
My name is Edwin Baraza. I'm a former street youth. I'm married with one daughter. I came on the street the year 1992, where after post-election violence, my parents murdered. So from there I came on the street. I started surviving there up to the year 2003, where I have been taken to Eldoret Children Rescue Center. I stayed there for quite long, but I ran out of that home, came back on the street, but I thank God the year 2003, NAC government sponsored about 800 street children to National Youth Service. I was lucky to be among them. So I went there, we trained, then after graduation, I came back on the street. The work that I'm doing now is hand to mouth. I'm working on $3 a day. What is $3 now? Yeah?
300.
300, yeah. 300, if I use transport 50 shillings, I remain with 250. I come, I buy something like rice, whatever. You will find that money is not even enough. Tomorrow I'm going again to get another 300. If I don't go there for one day, it will cost me the whole week. Because on that day, I will have no food. Tomorrow, I will not go for extra money. I will just go for 300, which will cover for yesterday. If I cannot go to work for 1 week, automatically I will go back to street to eat there.
So it's a very thin line. If you don't make it, then...
It's a very thin line. For me, even now, it's a very, very thin line to go back to street. Very thin line. Why? Because the time I will have nothing in my pocket, I will think, what am I going to do? Let me go on the street and sit with my brothers. We just give, we need to pay any hope, something like that.
My names are Josephine Mbuira Mbone. I have 35 years old. A mother of 6, but one passed away. I was working in an orphanage, and I took a small loan from the bank. That is when we began our business. So although it is very hard to manage paying the loan and providing for the family, but I thank God because we manage. The life was very difficult at home. Sometimes we did not get food. Even the money to pay school fees was hard. So that is the life which forced me to go to the streets. By that time, I was 10 years old when I joined the streets. Anybody who saw you being a street girl, they always beat you, they abuse you, they do many things, many bad things. Sometimes I do face rejection because when somebody asks you about your background and you tell him about your background, people will say, oh, I don't want to be friends with that person. She was a street girl a long time ago. Sometimes people will abuse you about your background. So sometimes it's hard.
And is it so hard to find a job just to earn some money?
In Kenya, it is so hard. It's so hard to find a job because here you got to have somebody to help you get a job.
Because you are, okay, you don't have a diploma yet, but you are talented. You speak languages, you're a clever guy. And even for a guy like you, it's hard to find a simple job somewhere.
It's really very hard. You got to have somebody like a godfather, someone who can take you through processes and stuff like that.
So there are jobs, but this kind of corruption, you need protection.
Yeah, sure, that's right.
Nilirudi nauza pombe sasa changa, ili niseme ukweli, hiyo ndio nauza, ndio napata mapato ya watoto wangu, na tena hata zingine niuzeko nikimbishwa na maskari na jificha. Juu nilirudi base, kuna mama akanitumia akaniambia nianze kumuuzianga, na muuzianga tu akinipea pesa ananipea na mrudisha, nampa pesa zake yeye ya juu, ananiambia tugawane na yeye. Juu sasa ningefanyaje? Na mimi tangu nizaliwe kweli hiyo maisha yenye nilifanywa na hao watu, kunipeleka msituni, kutaka kunifanyia mambo mengine, nikawaza na uzuri nimerudi huko kutafuta hili nisuie watoto wangu wasisikie njaa, waje waende huko, wajue tu wanaenda shule, wakikuja wapate tu chochote nitakuwa nimeleta hapa. Hiyo ndio watakula na waridhike nayo, kuliko wao waende huko. Acha mimi niende juu mimi ni mama yao, ninajua, ninaelewana na wao, ni tumekaa nao tangu kitambo, naweza wa control hata hawa wengine wenye wako, lakini hawa ni wadogo, hawezi.
Kwa hivyo wewe unajiruhusu kupitia mambo haya yote
kwa sababu ya watoto wangu, lakini nikipata njia nyingine ambaye sitawahi kanyaga huko.
Inside here we put mandazis. You can see some of the mandazis inside. And also we put chapatis inside. In the evening, people they come to watch news when they take tea here. And he is my husband.
And so this is my sweetheart. As you know, I love her so much. She makes me have a reason to face the future, and therefore I am happy. But
and we have the same background.
We support each other. We are coming from the same background, as you know, and therefore two people. She gives me strength to move forward. Yeah. I don't know whether she told you that we did our wedding. We did a very beautiful wedding in church.
Where many street children were our guests.
In fact, street children were our guests. The church was full of street children. They were the ones serving, cooking, In fact, it was a unique wedding because when people came in, they could see street children with drugs, you know, they are sniffing, but they are celebrating because one of them is getting married in the church. I mean, it's fantastic, yeah. And I thank God for this.
And then you got a loan for this place.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But that's not that easy. How did you get a loan from a bank?
Okay, so you know
He's also one of my guarantors.
Mm-hmm.
We also signed.
Yeah.
Even at first, we did not know if we'll get that loan. But when I went and talked to the bank and the boss which I was working with, that was Silas, who was my boss, he also signed and wrote a good letter. And that is when they agreed to give me a loan.
Then we secured
Give you a loan or both of you?
She was the one who...
So she is boss. She owns this place.
Yeah, she owns.
But
now
we
because
own.
she is my sweetheart, we own.
Together.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes you cannot just leave men with your business. Sometimes they can take money, they don't know how to spend. They can use a lot of money to buy useless things. But when you are there, you have to show him, we are supposed to buy this and this so that you can keep the business running. But when you leave a man alone, the business will go down. What I can say, most of the time, men are weak. Because if they get small stress, it brings them down quickly. But a woman, she is strong. She can struggle with the problems she have. She know, even if, to me, if I was not having the money to begin the business, I could go and work to other people in the house and help them in the house, and I get small money and I get small food for my family. But for men, they cannot have that thoughts. When he was sacked, I can say it was stress. He had stress. That is why he started drinking and gambling. But when we began the organization, that is Amazing Grace, I see it have changed him. Because most of his time he spends in Amazing Grace, talking to the street children, telling them the dangers of these drugs and teaching them. That's why most of the children in the barracks, they call him Tiche.
This boy, the parents of this boy died when he was very young. They were siblings, there were 6 siblings, and some of them in fact died, and now they have remained 3 siblings in the street. You can imagine now his situation. He grew from when he was young, now he's old enough. Tell me, what can he do? And that is why we want this documentary to prompt the government to take action, because this is a time bomb.
For a woman who gets married to somebody who was on the streets before, that woman must be like, she must be afraid somehow, because this guy may be hostile, isn't it? Maybe violent, because we were raised up in a place where there was fighting every time, isn't it? But before she comes to your house, you tell her, I'm a street boy. So she has to think about it and know what she's going to face. Again, they have to learn how to handle us. Before I got married to my wife, I told her, myself, I don't come from a well-up family. I don't come from a family that has a lot of money. First of all, I was a street boy. I'm trying to struggle to make my ends meet or to reach to a level whereby life can be more comfortable for me. So that is one thing you have to tell your partner before you get married. So she will know, or she will put in mind where she's going to. We are the victims of the irresponsibilities of our parents. You understand? So there's no way I will allow my family to experience what I experienced in the streets. That is why I'm forced to become responsible, to make sure they have a good life than the one I went through.
You grew up without a family.
Yeah.
Would you like to have a family?
Yeah, sure.
Later on?
Yeah.
How would that look like in an ideal world?
Basically, for somebody like me, it's very hard to tell how the family should be, because I've not learned from anybody how the family should be run, or rather, because they say kids learn, okay, boys, baby boys, they learn from their fathers, but me, I've never seen that in my life. So I don't know, but I'll try.
What kind of future do you see for yourself?
At the moment, I don't know, because I don't see any future anymore.
Because of this financial problem?
Yeah, financial problem. I don't know where to go now, because in 2 weeks' time, student will be reporting back to school, and then I have to leave. I have to pack my stuff and go. I don't know where to go now, so probably might end up in the street again.
Yeah. Because you have no relatives
I don't
or whatever
have relative
to fall back
on.
on. And there are no grants or other things from the government which could help you out?
No, I don't think that they are. Yeah. The government had imposed some policies like over 18 kids should leave the home. So we were told to leave the home, and we came back to the street. And then since I was studying, it was very hard for me even to concentrate, because I got to find food for myself. I got to find a place to stay. So it was really very hard. So this decided like to discontinue me, but some of the members in the board, like they say like, this kid is from the street and life is getting hard and everything. And Professor Yuku was there in that meeting. And after the meeting, he called me, he talked to me, and he got my story. And then luckily enough, Martin was around. And you, that day, I remember. And then I met you guys, we talked about my life, and you guys sympathized with me, and you really helped me. The government has to think about us, because we are the first lot. We are the guinea pigs.
I was on the street. On that time, I was working as a hawker, selling small things. I went to a certain office. I met somebody. I did know he was a producer, yeah? So while we were bargaining of what I was selling, he told me he's a producer. He used to produce music. So that thing entered me. I told him that even me, I can sing. That man told me, if you can sing, go and try compose your song and then come to me. I will record you one song. So I tried that. I composed on that song. I went there to the studio. He helped me record that song, and that's how I started singing there. I sing educative songs, something like peace in Kenya, new country, about HIV and AIDS, about children's rights. That's what I sing. I have done a lot. But the government cannot see what you have done. I have tried even to show them my talent. I have been singing to them. At the stadium, people are singing. Part of my song are just speaking about street life. I have tried to tell these people through songs, you people do this about street children, but they don't see what I'm doing. Street children are our children. Okay, for example, somebody like me, I was on the street. I changed from there. So I think all of them can change like me, and be somebody like me. So they are children. It's just clothes are dirty and their hair is very shaggy. But they are human beings like others.
Kwani mashirika Kenya ziko ngapi? Na vijana mtaani ni wangapi? Tulidhani kuwa nyinyi wadhamini, kumbe nia yenu kutumia maskini. Kutudanganya eti nyinyi marafiki, kumbe ndani yenu nyinyi wote manafiki. Kutulewesha juice cola biskuti, ukimukitucheza akili kama sukuti. Kwa vipawa mazemu umefanya nini? Na ajira sisi tutapata lini? Haki zetu si hatupati kwa nini? Hata vitambulisho mazemu tatupa lini? Mwatuongoza mbele tutafika lini? Jamani serikali saidia maskini. SP, MCO, Steve, ndio maana tunasema kwenye TV, ngoma kwenye CD, hata kwenye radio. Hey, nasema live kwenye TV, ngoma kwenye CD, hata kwenye radio. Hey, jana mtaani, jamani tumechoka kutufanya vitoo. Wajifanya marafiki, kumbe nia yenu ni kupata video. Kwa wale wazee wamezoea kutukuli Ukicheki mtaani mazee unaona ni kama sisi ni vitoweo. Hapana bwana, usitumie kiwete mazee kujichangishia. Tumechoka na nyinyi jamaa, saidieni masikini jamaa, au sio? Toka mtaani, Producer Phil, Alta Classic, big up, big boss. Hey, SP, Steve-O, Ebko, toka mtaani, Alta Classic, yeah, beat ya Phil, live, SP once again, Prestige Advocacy, mazee mkome kututumia mazee, hatutake kwenye TV, ngoma kwenye CD, hata kwenye radio. Nasema live kwenye TV, ngoma kwenye CD, hata kwenye radio. Vijana mtaani